everybody, and welcome to the first round CIF match between Troy High School and La Habra High School.
We are here at Troy High School, and we hope you enjoy our game, and welcome to everyone that is viewing online and cannot make it.
Yep, and so for those that do not know, the way that this match works is we're playing a best of 5, first to 3 sets, and all sets are to 25 unless we go to a 5th set, in which case we'll be to 15.
Both teams here have been 8-0, 8-0.
I believe Troy was second in their league, and La Habra was 3rd.
So we're going to be great. We're going to be in for a great game tonight, as both teams have only lost 1 game.
Yep. And the stakes for this match, a trip to the 2nd round of CIF. Winner moves on, and loser season is done.
First up, we are up with Kira Chen serving on Troy's side. And it goes out, and the point goes to La Habra.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of early game nerves here as Kira puts that first serve just a little bit deep. And that will mean La Habra has a 1-0 lead here.
Number 7 is up to serve. Great serve, but is picked up by Ellen and set to Ellen again for an outside hit.
Wow, that was a really good dig. Oh, that unfortunate double there from La Habra's number 12 will mean that Troy will have the serve once again.
Here comes Ellen up to serve, and hopefully she'll bring us up. She's had some great serves this season.
Yep, and here we go. First serve for Ellen.
Picked up by number 6. Looks like we're going to have a free ball over.
And a little bit of miscommunication from La Habra's side. Again, tends to happen a little bit in the early game, but score is now 2-1 here in Troy's favor as Ellen is up for her 2nd serve.
Great serve by Ellen, picked up by number 6.
Oh, and another bit of a miscommunication from La Habra. Their ball control not looking so good here against Troy serving. And, you know, in games past, Troy's serving has been one of the ways they've managed to crack open teams. And they're doing that here pretty early on against La Habra.
Yeah, it looks like La Habra's having some early jitters in this set. Another great serve by Ellen.
That's a really good pass, though, from the libero. Off the block action from Troy's side as they give to Scarlett.
And it is put down by number 12 and 32.
Yep, I think maybe that one was just a little bit off from Kira on the set there. And bit of a mishap on the attack as well from Scarlett.
Yeah, I think for this game against La Habra, the hardest thing is going to be getting around those blocks.
Yeah, La Habra is a little bit taller than Troy, so they're going to have a fun time generating offense as they give it to Scarlett.
A little bit too far out. I think she should drop her shoulders too soon.
Yeah, and Scarlett's generally a pretty good attacker in the front row, but
for her, it's all about timing.
Yeah, if you give that set too far off the net, it's hard for her to put that ball down. So gonna need to see a little bit more of that from Troy going forward.
Great pickup by Juliana.
Yeah, that was really good. But so was the block as, you know, La Habra, I think they're very much an offensive team.
Very much.
And they're definitely showing us why they've won so many of their games is just the front row. Their blocking is very solid, and we're seeing that here.
Yeah, hopefully we can see some switch up by Troy trying to get tips around those blocks. I think that'll help him.
Oh, and not really sure what they called on Troy. See if we can figure it out. Maybe, was that out of system?
I think that was an out of system, yeah.
Yeah, so they're out of rotation there. Someone maybe moved a little bit too early. And La Habra will maintain their lead here, serving again.
Great serve by number 22 right in that corner.
Yeah, that was perfect pass from Ellen, though.
Great swing by Mariah on the oppo side.
Yep, and Ellen picks that one up. Nice pickup from Joe, and it's kept in by Scarlett. Very nice.
Great swing by number 12. She looks like she's going to be a hard one to catch in this game.
Yeah, and La Habra, again, at the net, they're going to put their size to use. think number 12's probably got at least 3 or 4 inches on
Yeah.
on Scarlett there. So
She's definitely the tallest one on this court.
yeah, and it is definitely being reflected in the scoreboard, but maybe a little bit of luck there from Troy as La Habra serves it in the net.
Yeah, Troy's now only down by 2 points, and Lily's up to serve, so hopefully she can bring us back up inside out.
Yep. And Lily has been very good offensively throughout the season, and very good from the service line there as she forces out of system.
That was another amazing swing by number 12.
Yep. And story is still the same. Number 12 is going to be up at the net all night, and you know, Troy's gonna have to find a way to deal with it.
And here is number 12 up to serve. This is the first serve of this set for her, so we'll see how she does.
Oh, that's
no doubt. That was a great serve.
Well, if that's any indication of what we're going to be getting for the next 3 to 5 sets, that is very scary.
Yes.
It's very scary. And Troy has dealt with some serve-receive issues in the past, and let's hope that La Habra does more of that.
Yeah, it looks like she swung a little too fast on that one. Just need to rein it in.
Yeah, number 12, maybe a little bit too strong there as she sends that ball just way out.
Looks like we have Erin, one of our setters, subbed in up to serve.
Yep, and also with Erin, that also puts in Jaden at the oppo there as Erin looks to get Troy the lead.
Great pickup by number 5 and is dumped by their setter.
Yeah, and another offensive weapon that they're going to need to be worried about, Troy that is. If the setter's front row, this setter loves to dump, they're going to need to watch out for that.
Yeah, it looks like La Habra's really playing all their cards with their serves, their blocks, and their dumps.
Yep, and definitely La Habra being the better offensive team here in this opening set. I think Troy not actually doing that bad of a job on defense, but again, they're being outplayed offensively right now. And missed serve in the net from Kate, certainly not doing them any favors either, as Troy is now down 4 points here in the first set.
We have number 6 on La Habra side up to serve, and hopefully Troy can side out soon.
Yep, maybe if they're lucky, she'll miss again. As that's a good pass from, Kate, as they called a double on Erin there.
Yeah, it looks like both sides are struggling with their setters right now, catching up on those doubles.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit strict with the referee here, but
it's different with every ref.
Yep, as La Habra sends another ball out, as Troy's now at 7. Important to note, Troy has 7 points here. They've only scored maybe 2 or 3 points. I think the rest have all been from missed serves.
Yeah.
It's just they're getting a bit lucky that La Habra's missing here. They're going to need to pick up the pace offensively if they want to stay in it.
Great set, and is tipped over by number 22 right over their offense.
Yeah, La Habra being really smart offensively here, not going into that big block that Troy's able to set up off the high set. And it leads to another La Habra kill. Not looking so good for Troy early on here. Let's see if they can turn it around.
Great serve by La Habra's libero, number 1.
Yep, very nice from Jaden on the right side. They set the middle.
And she again puts that ball down. Even though the set was a little wonky, she still got onto it.
Yeah, I think an important difference between the teams in Troy's North Hills League and La Habra is that Lily and Jordan haven't really had to deal with this level of middle play.
Because most teams that we have played haven't had much action from their middles.
Yeah, and that's one way to do it, as they set Lily, and again, when Troy sets Lily, generally things go pretty well. So they can do more of that. That would be very beneficial for them in the future. And here we are back with the action as Kira serves that one. Into the ceiling it goes for La Habra.
And we have a free ball over, but Joey picks it up, no problem.
Yep, and maybe a little lucky there from Lily. She got a nice touch off the block for number 12.
Yeah, it looks like number 12 tried to block it, but she just didn't press enough. Went right over her.
And Troy closing the gap here, down by 4. Errant pass from La Habra.
And again with that roll shot right in the center of the court.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. It was right in between Kate and Joe. I know that's a bit of a rough one, but someone's got to get to that.
Yeah, I think Troy can definitely get back up if they start to pick up on the little plays that La Habra is doing.
Yep, and a serve in the net from La Habra means that we're going back to a 4-point lead for La Habra as Ellen is back to serve and Scarlett comes back into the match.
Another great serve by Ellen, but picked up by number 6.
Yep, out of system action for La Habra as that's dug easily by Ellen and put over by Lily. A bit of a miss set there.
And another great swing by number 12 right into Lily's hand, but looks like she just didn't press down.
Yeah, with the way things are going with the middle, I almost think that Troy should move Ellen further back on defense.
Yeah.
And they should put their left and right back defenders a little bit farther out because
right now our blockers are getting a touch on it, but there's no one behind them to cover it.
Yeah, they're a little bit too shallow, I think.
Yeah.
As that was a really good pass from Ellen. They set Lily.
That was a great spot for Lily, but it was picked up.
Yep, off the ceiling there. Good dig from Scarlett. They set Lily again.
And she goes in for that tip, and it worked out.
Yep, and I think one of the things about having a big block like La Habra does is oftentimes we forget that they don't have to hit it.
No.
And caught La Habra sleeping a little bit there as Troy is once again trailing 11 to 15, down 4.
Great serve by Lily.
Yep, and there's nobody home on that one.
Nobody.
I think they thought that the setter was going to set the other way, and nobody home on that one. See that again. Yeah, I think they thought she was going to dump it.
Yeah, it looked like she was.
Yeah, smart play by La Habra setter, as I believe that is number 12 serving for La Habra.
Another great serve by number 12, but that one just barely went out.
Yeah, Troy gets bailed out there by number 12's long serve. Get a little bit lucky.
And Aaron is subbed in and back up to serve.
Yep, and we are now down 4 points still. Troy's been doing a good job, I feel like, defensively. They could just generate a little bit more power. I think they would do them a lot of good in the future.
I think they need to start picking up on their offense.
Yeah.
Right now they're just swinging too hard and too quickly and not really thinking about what they're doing.
Yeah, it feels like Troy's keeping up with La Habra's offense, like picking them up on defense, but they're not doing such a great job of putting the ball away on the other side, and I think it's leading to some problems here as they're forced to free ball another ball as, wow.
Number 7 puts the ball right down on the floor.
Yeah, and Joe is right there to get it though.
Looks like a double by their setter who tried to dump it over.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a replay.
Was that a double?
Yeah, the ball twirled a little.
Yeah, again, a little questionable, but we'll take all the points we can get as Kate is back to serve. Troy's still down by 4. Very nice serve from Kate. Leads to set to the outside.
That was definitely in right on the line.
Yeah. That's just a really good kill from La Habra's outside there. Not much you could do about that. And in situations like these, you just gotta side out.
And forget about it.
Yep, forget about it. Find an answer and side out on this point here.
Great pickup by Kate. And tipped by Jordan, but is picked up by number 7.
Yep, and outside action here. Oh, ball's kept alive. Where's she gonna go? She goes to the oppo.
And again, nobody is behind them to cover it.
Yeah, I really do feel like Troy's doing a good job. Their blocking's been great this whole game. They've been getting touches on the quick attacks, even in the middle. But the defense has just been a little bit slow behind them.
And we want to give a big shout out to number 12's grandfather, Dan Blyde, who's watching all the way in Montana. Thank you for viewing our Omnia productions.
Yep, and big shout out to him. And also, let's talk about what's going on here with Troy, as struggling just a little bit here against La Habra's powerful offense. And
I really think Troy should try mixing up their roster a little bit.
yeah, I think I don't think the defense is necessarily the problem. I think they could be a little bit faster. I think that their offense is just lacking right now.
Yeah.
They're getting, you know, La Habra's hits up, and they're digging them pretty well. But
yeah,
again,
they're playing them out, but they're not putting them away.
yeah, you can only put the ball over so many times before they kill it on you.
Yeah.
So Troy's got to find some offense to return with.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very rough match.
And number 6 is up to serve. Hopefully Troy can side out soon. And it is out, and the point goes to Troy.
Yeah, out of bounds from La Habra. Again, importantly, Troy's 14 points. I think La Habra's missed at least 6 or 7 serves, which means that Troy's getting a little lucky here. As here's Jordan's serve.
Strong serve, but she just swung a little too hard.
Yeah. Not what you want to see here late in the first set. But in any case, La Habra is back to serve here. 20-14 is the score. Troy's got to up the offense to turn it around here.
That was an interesting serve, but it worked well.
Yeah, that was a really good pass from Kate. I think Erin set that ball a little bit too high for Lily.
Yeah.
But
the timing she's used to is a little bit of a faster, shorter set, and that was just a little too high.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do. I think the execution was just a bit off, but that's exactly what they need to do if they want to be successful.
A little bit of a tight set, but Lily gets it over. And again, put down by number 12, right into the setter's corner.
Yeah. I just think on defense, they should move the 2 wing defenders back. The setter, or the middle is doing a good job of getting it to the corners where there's no one home, and I think they should adjust to that. As another good pass from Kate.
And put down again by number 7 and 12.
Yeah. Again, La Habra making good use of their size as Troy's forced to call a second timeout.
Yeah.
I guess same story pretty much for Troy Warriors here. Again, the defense is not bad, but the offense is really, you can see the difference.
Weak.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Troy's setters, they're releasing way too early, and I think they need to start playing more defense because number 12 is going for that corner.
Yeah, I think the setters have been historically pretty good at defense. I think today maybe they practice something different, but the setters are breaking early, you're right. And as a result, that corner is open every time for the middle.
Yeah.
And same with the line shots too. I think the outsides did a couple line shots on them where, you know, the setter's not ready for it. So
yeah, you can tell number 12 is aiming for that spot every time. By the way, her hips are turned towards that spot.
yeah, that cutback shot towards the left corner is actually really smart.
Yeah.
Finding holes in the defense. The good volleyball players do, and she's definitely doing that here today. And
number 1, La Habra's Oliveira is up to serve.
Yep, and that's a tough serve. Another good pass from Kate. She's doing really well today as Lily forced to tip it. Not ideal. Outside action. Another good pickup.
Yeah, it looks like we got a touch off that block, but just didn't press it in.
Yep, and free ball for Troy here. Let's see what they do with it.
We'll see if they can put it down.
Yeah.
Free balled over.
And let's see where they put it. They go to the middle. Definitely, that is not something we have seen before in this gym this season. That was incredible from Troy's number 12 as La Habra's number 12 as they move here to match point up 10.
Another great pass by Kate.
Yep, and bit of a off-speed shot there from Jaden.
Roll shot it over by number 22.
Yep. Oh, good. That was actually a pretty good bump set from Lily. Bit of collision from La Habra. out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like she went for that line shot, but just a little too far out.
Yeah, and Troy gets bailed out a little bit there as they're doing their double sub again. Kira comes back in, and she is now serving 9 match points for La Habra. Let's see if Troy can make a comeback here.
Yeah, hopefully they can side out soon because it is now La Habra's game point.
Good pass from La Habra. They set number 12.
Yeah, it looks like Kira got a little scared there. You can see her kind of shrink back.
Yeah, that's a level of offense we haven't seen yet.
No.
And
something we're going to have to get used to in the next set. Sorry, everyone. We were having a little bit of trouble with our microphones, but we are back on.
yep, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this game reminds me a lot of the Pacifica match.
Yes, a lot.
I think that game also Troy had struggles keeping up with the offense pressure from Pacifica. But to be fair, when that did happen, Troy turned it around.
And they won.
Yeah.
That was a hard game to beat, and they did it.
Yep, and I think a lot of it's going to come down to, again, I think if Troy's offense is as good as their defense was and their passing was actually really good too, if they turn the offense up to the same level that they're playing on the serve-receive front and on the defensive front, I think that they actually have a pretty good chance of turning this around.
Looks like Troy's taking a little bit longer to bring their players out.
Yep, and you can't see it here on the camera, but there is a 3-minute timer going on right now on the scoreboard that designates the time between sets, and you're allowed to take as long of that as you need. So if one team is out in 1 minute, you can still take the other 2 minutes, you know, to sit and talk with your team if you choose to do so, as Troy is now coming back on the court.
Looks like we still have the same players, except now Mariah is starting as our oppo.
Yep, and other than that, looks like no major lineup changes.
No.
Yep, looks like we're doing our final checks here as Troy looks to rebound from that first set.
Yeah, hopefully they can come back and win this set because the last one was pretty rough.
Yep. And looks like they're going to be starting with. Oh, actually, I think they're starting with the same players, but with a different rotation, which is why the players that are in are different. But looks like Troy's sticking to their guns here as La Habra's number 7. I think she was one of their best servers last match.
And another great serve.
Yep, out of system here for Troy. Lily puts that one over. Free ball for La Habra. They set 12.
And she tips it over, but picked up.
Yeah, Ellen was ready for it that time. Good on her. as another free.
Yeah. Looks like we got a touch off of that by Mariah.
Oh, and it looks like they went under
Yeah.
as Troy, 2 blocks and 1 play on number 12. That's one way to open the set.
And Ellen is up to serve. Great serve, but is picked up by number 6 and set to number 12.
That was out of bounds, it looks like. Oh, they're calling a touch on it.
I don't think there was a touch.
Yeah, maybe a little bit questionable there. That ball is definitely out, but I don't think there was a touch on it. In any case, that does mean that the score is now tied, number 22 serving for La Habra.
Great short serve, but Scarlett picks it up.
Yep, and they set Lily. Oh, it's kept alive by La Habra somehow.
Somehow.
Oh, that's a smart set.
That was a great hit by Lily, number 21.
Yeah. See, maybe they saw number 12 running her place in the middle and they thought they wanted to do the same thing, because that was, I don't think we've seen that yet, like at all, the whole season. So definitely a bit of a new thing for Lily, but it works.
Scarlett does get a block on that, but she unfortunately blocked it where it went out.
Yeah, that's a type of, point that you want to let them, not that you ever want to let them score, but if they're going to score, that's one way. You get in their face, make them score their points off the block. That's a good way to do it.
Great serve by number 12.
Yep. Oh, that's actually a very clean set.
Yeah, it looks like Jordan tried to almost full shot it, tried to hit it, but just didn't work out.
Yeah, she had the right idea there going for the corner.
Yeah.
I really like that play. Just a little bit out, though. Unfortunate.
Another great serve by number 12, but that arm is just too strong for the ball.
Yeah. It's funny, her serves are actually going so fast, and when it floats, as you know, the ball doesn't really have a direction that it travels in, doesn't arc down. So she's hitting it so fast that the ball's actually floating upwards at certain points.
Yeah.
And it
doesn't have enough time to go down.
Yeah, gravity doesn't have enough time to pull it down. So out of bounds, tie game here.
Strong serve by Aaron, but unfortunately hit into the net.
Yep. Those are the types of points that you do not want to lose if you're a Troy.
Because they're easy points.
Yeah. And in any case, they do have a chance to bounce back here. Number 32 serving for La Habra. Good pass from Joe. Bump set to Scarlett.
That was an interesting hit.
Yep, as out of system for La Habra. Easily picked up by Jaden, though.
Great hit / dump.
Yeah, that I think is what she was going for the first time, but the execution was much better on the second one. It's actually, it's something that you might teach a junior high player to just, when they're new, you teach them to dunk it down like that. And it actually works here too. So very smart play by Scarlett.
We are now tied 4-4 with Kate serving.
Yep, and they go straight to number 7. Easy pickup. Joe bump sets it to Jaden.
Great decision by Jaden to tip it right over the tape.
Yep. I think definitely we've seen from the Troy team so far this set, they've been smarter on the attack, fewer errors, and I think they're kind of playing with La Habra's defense a little bit more. They know that's one of their weaknesses, and so the smarter attacking is really leading to success here.
And unfortunately, another short serve on Troy's side. Looks like we're having a couple of those this set.
Yeah, and I think Troy, it might be 2 or 3, but Troy's missed at least 2 serves already this set, and the Habra's got, again, 5 points. It's a lot of points they don't want to be giving up. As they give it to Jaden.
Another great decision by Jaden to roll shot it right down the line into that corner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what coach told them, but
it's working.
It's working. They're being a lot smarter on the attack. Very focused, putting it in places where there are no people.
Yeah, you can tell this set they're not swinging as hard, but they're definitely using those tips to their advantage.
Yep, and here's Jordan's serve. And that one is a winner.
Yes. We are now up by 2, so hopefully Jordan can keep us going.
Yeah, and back to that point earlier you were making about the attacking, I think one of the consequences of La Habra being so tall is that they're a little slower.
Yeah.
I think our defense is a little bit more adaptable.
Yes.
And La Habra, you put a tip, they have a hard time getting to it. And that's a good dig from Kate and a nice set from Erin.
That was a great set.
Yep, and who is La Habra going to give it to? They give it to 22.
Looks like we're seeing tip action on both sides of the net this time around.
Yeah, that one was actually a very nice tip, just over the blocks, really hard to get. So it's a good job by La Habra's outside, as number 1 from La Habra now has the save.
Great float serve, but picked up by Kate again.
Yep, they set Ellen. Punches it just over the block, and a down ball for Troy. Oh, and it's kept alive. Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there with the middle attack, but they almost get it back up. Just a little bit too short there.
Another great float serve by number 1, but Kate picks it up.
Yep. Oh, that's not a good set.
No, too far out.
Yeah, and bit of an errant set from Erin. That's not something you see too often from our setters. They're usually pretty good about getting the ball to the pin. But unfortunate error there means that Troy will be down by a point here.
Another great short serve, but Joe picks it up, no problem.
Yeah, good set by La Habra's setter, as Erin gets another one up to Ellen. Picked up by the libero though.
Great dump by number 7, but Troy really needs to start working on their reaction time.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of the set to Ellen when Jordan was an option. Or no, sorry, it's Lillian right now. I think they've been finding much more success through their middles.
Yeah.
So if they get the
like
chance.
Our oppos and outside hitters are having some trouble with their consistency.
Yeah, and as we say, she might hurt us, but
maybe.
That was a really, really nice shot from Ellen on the outside, and she tucks it into the corner. Again, we saw that a couple times already. La Habra's not that fast on defense, and so that shot works very well.
Great serve by Kira.
Yeah, that's a really good pass though from La Habra. As Joe somehow 180 digs it.
That was a great pass by Joe.
Yeah, as missed time there. Lucky for Troy. And they choose to set Lily. But it's right at the libero as 22 goes up. Dug by Joe.
Oh, it looks like Mariah is now in.
Yep.
Did not see that.
Yeah. I think she went in with Kira on the double sub there. As Troy rallying that point out. And some really good defensive stuff from Joe leads to a point for Troy as they tie the game.
Great serve by Kira, set to number 12, and goes right into Mariah and Lily's block again, but we're having some trouble pressing on that block.
Yeah, I think Mariah, she's in the right spot on the block. I think just maybe turning the hands in just a little bit more towards the court would be good, but it's still, that's exactly what we want to see, is just get a touch on it. That's all we need. And it looks like Joe had a little bit of trouble with number 7's serve, as La Habra takes a 2-point lead here in the middle of the second set.
Great serve by number 7, but Joe keeps it in.
Yep, that one was a much better pass, as nice dig from La Habra's libero, and a great cover too.
Yeah, our libero on the Habra side is doing great.
Yep, that's a perfect dig from Kate, and Lily is able to tip it into the tee.
Yeah, that was a great spot to choose.
Yeah, again, I think that's a great example of Troy's not thinking, they're not working harder here, they're working smarter. Yeah. And it is definitely working. They're actually scoring more of their points. I think La Habra's missed maybe 1 or 2 serves. And so the rest of them is just Troy playing good, clean volleyball.
Yeah. Another great serve by Ellen, right into that open spot. Looks like number 9 just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, very nice stuff from Ellen. I believe that's Troy's second ace of the set. It's good work by them. Let's see if Ellen can keep up the service pressure. Nice serve from Ellen, forces it out of system.
Looks like Scarlett picks it up, but freezes it over.
Yep, a little bit of chaos for La Habra.
Yeah.
That ball is straight into the antenna.
Yeah, it looks like the Habra side is starting to get a little bit of chaotic.
Yep, and for the first time since early in the set, Troy here takes the lead.
Yeah. We'll see if Ellen can keep it up.
Good stuff from Ellen. That's a good pass from the libero, though.
It is picked up by Ellen. That was a great pass.
Oh, and I believe that one was right in between the two blockers of La Habra as Scarlett gets herself another kill, as I think this is Ellen's 4th serve in a row.
Yes.
And I don't know what coach or what area coach is telling her to serve, but it is working.
It is working. And another ace by Ellen.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The down the line serve, I'm guessing that's where coach wants her to put it. It's gotten that same passer twice now in 5 serves.
Yeah, it looks like we're starting to see a lot more action on our offense this time.
Yep, and it's a bit of a situation similar to games we've casted in the past where Troy kind of gets off to a slow start. But they've definitely picked it up here. Their attacking is better. Their serve receive is awesome.
Yeah.
And they've missed only 2 serves, I think, 2 or 3 serves. And La Habra is a little bit slower on defense, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely see a little bit of a difference between Troy's defense and La Habra's offense.
Yeah, you know, Troy's strength in games past has been their defense, and I think, again, we're seeing that here. The hits aren't going down for La Habra as much, and that can be a very frustrating thing. You know, when you keep putting good hits over the net and they keep coming back, it gets very frustrating.
It does.
And it can wear you down a little bit, and it certainly is wearing La Habra down.
Yeah, because their hitters are putting a lot of their energy into their offense right now.
Yeah, I think Troy's just got to keep making them work for their points and keep doing what they're doing. They're going to be just fine.
And another great swing by number 12 right over Kira's head.
Yeah, I think that one was a bit rough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like Kira's really becoming frustrated with herself. It looks like she's really trying to get a pass off of number 12's hits.
Yeah, that one was a bit weird because it went through the block.
Yeah.
Typically doesn't happen too often, but that's a pretty good bump set as they call a lift. Maybe I think they thought Scarlett maybe held the ball for just a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Let's see that one again. Yeah, questionable. You typically, as long as it's in one motion forward, it's okay, but again, that's at the ref's discretion. As that's a okay pass from Troy's side. Attacking error from
Mariah.
Yeah, from Mariah leads to, I think this is a 3-point run now for La Habra. This serving has been pretty good from number 22.
Yeah, hopefully Troy can side out soon and get their lead back.
Yep, and Troy hasn't been missing their serves, but neither has La Habra, not bailing them out here. There's another good serve, good pass from Joe.
A double.
We might want to see that one again. I'm not sure. This ref is being pretty strict on our setters here.
Yeah.
I think that one was questionable.
Not sure who the double was called on.
Yeah, I think they're saying Kira doubled it, but it's a matter of discretion. But there's another set for Scarlett.
Picked up by number 22.
Yep, back row attack for number 7. Picked up by Joe.
And 12 sees that as an opportunity and hits over that on that overpass.
Yeah, that might have been out, but the ref called it in.
Yeah.
A little bit unlucky there. Again, against a tall lineup like La Habra, you really don't want to put the ball over the net like that, because
They're a team that'll take advantage of those overpasses.
Yeah, and you know, Troy's been good at that too, but definitely this is not a team you want to give overpasses
No.
to. And I believe the last timeout was called by La Habra at 14-11.
Yep.
It's now 14-16, La Habra on a 5-point run. I think it really is a matter of defense now.
Yeah.
The serve receive has kind of taken a step down for Troy.
Yeah, it looks like their serve receive has gone a little slower, but their offense has gone better.
Yeah. It's a little bit rough for Troy. It looks like they're putting in... No, just kidding. They're staying with the same people. But we're going to need to see a good pass from Troy. I think they've been doing a good job for most of the game, but they've slowed down a little bit here on the serve receive front. And, you know, they haven't been able to set Lily and Jordan as a result.
Another great serve by 22, but Jordan could not get that one.
Yep, and a bit of a misplay from Joe. Again, these serves are very good from La Habra. As I think this is her 7th serve in a row.
Yeah.
Not good for Troy here. Let's see if they can turn it around. A bit of ceiling action.
Yeah. But it is put over by Scarlett.
Yep, and to 12.
And, oh.
No, that is lift.
And we finally get a block on number 12's hits.
Yeah, that's what we've been looking for all game. As I think that was Lily and Scarlett that were able to put that one down. And those are the type of plays you need to be making against a good team like this, so good job.
Hopefully we can get a lot more blocks in this set to finish it out.
Yep, good serve from Lily. Out of system for La Habra.
Freed over by number 12.
Yep, nice set to Scarlett, who jumbos it to the corner.
That was a great spot.
Yep, and easy roll shot for Ellen. Oh, that's a double. Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, these refs are doing a good job of calling things for both sides, which is good.
Yeah.
They call,
some refs don't even see it.
Yeah, these refs are being very strict on the doubles, especially on the second contact. And, you know, it's helping us out a little bit here.
Yeah. And an ace by Lily.
Yeah. You know, I think Troy should keep serving number 5. I think.
Yeah. Looks like they'll have a better chance.
Yeah, I think number 5, she's been aced 3 times now in the set.
I would have set to her again.
Yep, and out of system for La Habra, freed over. Really over as.
And the point goes to La Habra.
Yep.
What was the call?
I think they're saying Troy netted.
Might have.
Possibly. I don't know. Those tight balls where both players go up, it's kind of hard to tell.
It's hard to tell who touched it first.
I think it should be a replay, but it's up to the ref on that one.
Yeah.
As, you know, look on the bright side, Troy has gotten back from their deficit here. They're only down by 1 point, and number 12 is now back row.
Great serve.
Oh, that's a really good pass from Ellen. And a really good attack from Scarlett. I think that's the best serve we've seen from number 12 all night.
All night.
And probably one of the best passes I've seen all season from Troy.
Yeah, that was a hard serve to pick up.
Yeah. That was just really hard, flat, and low. That's important. And definitely an inspiring play from Ellen. That was really nice.
And another short serve by Aaron.
Yeah. That is not what we wanted to see.
No.
But again, the score is still only 1 point off for Troy. So if they side out here, they're still tied.
Great serve by number 32, right on the line.
Yeah. Bit of serve receive miscommunication there. I really think Scarlett probably thought that was going to go out. But that's a ball you need to be going for at this stage in the game.
Interesting serve, but Ellen picks it up.
Oh.
It looks like Jordan tried to tip that ball over, but just didn't work out.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, that was the right idea from Jordan. Again, a little bit of a misexecution.
And Troy calls a side out, or a timeout.
Yep. And those last couple points, I think Troy's kind of killing themselves here.
Yeah. I think if they can bring up their energy, that'll definitely help.
Yeah, they look a little bit tired, and you know, being old as a senior, this tends to happen sometimes. This late in the season, whether spring sport, fall sport, winter sport, doesn't really matter.
Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end, players can get a little bit tired and burnt out, which is completely understandable. People have got a lot to deal with, but they really gotta find a second wind here if they want to come back in this game. They all look a little bit tired.
Yeah. And it looks like number 32 is back up to serve. Looks like she's been serving more of like a short serve.
Yeah, her serves have been a little bit more off speed,
Yeah.
which is interesting because I think they've been finding a lot of success with just the hard flat serves that you traditionally see. But she tried it there.
Yeah. And an ace by number 32. Troy is now down 4 points.
Yeah, that was really a misplay from Scarlett. I don't think she knew the ball was coming towards her. Bit of a misplay there. Good pass from Joe. Set to Scarlett. Out of bounds.
Oh, looks like the blocker and outside on the Habra tried to get a block off of it, but just didn't press.
Yep, and Kate comes back into the match here. She's been pretty good, I gotta say, on the defensive end. Obviously not contributing to the offense as a DS, but she's been doing a really good job in the back row.
Yeah, and last year she played outside, so it's been a little bit of a change for her.
Yep, and I believe that ball did not go over the net. And that will lead to another point for Troy. 2 points between Troy and tying the game here. And I think they just keep the service pressure. I think that was a good serve from Kate on the last one. And they've got a pretty good shot of winning it here.
Great float serve by Kate.
Yep, they set 18. Tip picked up by Jaden, very nice. And tucked over there by Ellen.
Looks like Erin just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, I think Erin got a little bit, her feet stuttered there. I think she could have gotten to that, but that tends to happen. Off the block shots are really weird in that way. They're unpredictable.
Troy's now down by 3 points, but La Habra only has 2 more points to win this set.
Yep, that's a good pass from Joe. Controlled it very well there. Off-speed shot from Ellen, though, as they set 22.
Oh, and just hits that ball out a little too hard.
Yep, that one was a bit of a home run from number 22, and it does give Troy a bit of a break.
Great serve by Jordan, but just...
Oh. I think that serve was actually out of bounds.
Yes.
Troy maybe got a little bit lucky, I think, because if you see the line judges on the other side of the court, so it can be a bit hard to see. La Habra's student section staring the ref down. I'm pretty sure that ball was out. I'm fairly certain it was out.
I think that was out, but anyway, point goes to Troy.
We're going to ignore that. And again, it does mean a point for Troy, and they're down by 1. Better than being down by 2, I suppose, as both teams are in their huddle here.
Looks like both teams have now used both of their timeouts.
Yep, and this set much closer than the first one, as Troy finding their rhythm again here late in the second set. As they, I think, they're keeping the service pressure on, which is good. Their defense is good, their offense is good. They just, if they can refrain from making any errors right now, I think they're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, if they could just hold back and play smart right now, they could definitely have a chance of winning this set.
Yep, and Jordan's up to serve here.
Great serve by Jordan, but picked up by number 1.
Yep, that's a good serve. Good block. That was beautiful from Troy as they set to Jaden. Just over the block. Number 7 probably going to roll shot it. And, oh, that was actually nice to Lily.
Oh,
Oh, but it's kept alive. They're still going. They send it to Jaden. That ball is inbounds. I'm really not sure how they kept that ball alive. La Habra's done a really nice job there.
That libero picked it right off of the net.
Yeah, and really good effort play from La Habra, but Troy, and more importantly, Jaden's line shot that's been working all game. She goes to it again and it works.
Oh, Jordan unfortunately serves into the net.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the most painful feelings as a coach.
And as a player.
And as a player too, yeah. Unfortunate mistake there from Jordan. And La Habra's libero is here to serve. Match point, or set point, sorry. Oh, and
and the point goes to La Habra. They win the set.
Yep, overpass from Kate again. Not what you want to do against a team like La Habra.
No.
As they're able to close out this second set here, a close one. Yep. And here on the broadcast, we have a guest speaker. Would you introduce yourself?
My name's Ethan Shen. I play varsity. I play libero for Troy Varsity men's.
Yep. And what brings you to the game today, Ethan?
My sister is part of the team. She plays DS.
Yep. And what do you think of the game so far?
So far, I think La Habra looks better, like defensive-wise. I feel like they're holding their platform a lot better than Troy. And our defense, we tend to stand up a crap ton when we're receiving, and then we pop up, and then it goes like right over our heads. And then La Habra, they get really low. They actually have a really good platform. They stick it, it goes straight to the middle.
Yep.
And their outside number 12, she can swing.
She's killing us right now. But I think they've been doing a pretty good job of, getting her hits up. It's just they need to be able to return fire.
How would you stop number 12? Like, what type of defense would you have? Like, because like I think for Troy, we run. Our setters don't pull all the way back. Our setters, we tend to stay at base and then have middle back cover that. But for number 12, I don't think we can just have our middle back.
Yeah, I think I was saying earlier, what they should do is they should move Ellen and Kate back just a little bit to cover the off-the-block shot, which has happened a couple times. And then they should move left back and right back out just a little bit because it keeps deflecting off the block and going deep, and there's no one behind there to get it.
Yeah, but our off-blocker tends to – they don't pick up the balls that are tips. Our off-blocker, we're really bad at that. So I think that's why we have our setters stay at base. But at the same – I feel like we just have a lot of Troy, right now, we have a lot of weaknesses going on in the back row. Because there's a whole deep right corner, and then no one's really covering that. And then also for short, no one's really covering that either.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of spots that La Habra's kind of been abusing that Troy leaves open, which, again, you can't cover everything. But I think they've been doing a pretty good job of finding the corners especially. It's really hard to get to that.
I think our biggest problem are serves and serve receive.
Yeah, I mean, we missed a couple of serves at, like, inopportune times, which has affected us. But in any case,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the broadcast, Ethan. We'll get right back to the action here. Third set. Win or go home for Troy here, as that is a good start for Troy as they set back to Ellen, but it's called a double. So that is not, I take that back, that's not a great start for Troy.
No.
As La Habra's number 7, she's been their first server for all 3 sets. As she puts a ball in there, nicely handled from Joe.
Yeah, we're seeing some great defense by Joe.
Yep, and La Habra's libero has been all over Lily's corner shot. She's been doing a good job. Not quite handled nearly as well there
No.
from Lily. I think maybe open hand tipping would have been better instead of trying to
Yeah.
knuckle that over.
Because when you tend to knuckle something over, you don't really know what direction it's going to go in.
Yeah, actually that is a rule in beach volleyball. You can't open hand tip because it gives
Yeah.
you too much control.
Too much.
But in indoor, you want to open hand tip because it gives you that control to put the ball wherever you want it to go. As Troy here having a hard time with number 7 serving. That's a pretty good pass though from Joe. They set Lily.
Tipped over.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one for them.
Yeah, it looks like we're having some trouble on this go-round with our blocks again.
Yeah, I think like Ethan was saying earlier, we see that Ellen was on the left there with Lily. I think she should have went up on that block too, because if you saw it got deflected to the left where she would have been. That's a very rough set for
Mariah.
For Mariah, yeah, and
yeah, it looks like she tried to handle it, but just didn't work out.
yeah, that's just unfortunate. As another, that's a beautiful pass from Joe.
Ooh.
Oh, but they get Lily's attack up, but not that one.
And she knuckles it over.
Yeah, that was a much better play than the last one. That's pretty much Lily scored that point.
Yeah.
Not by herself, but that was definitely her point. Great job from her in the front row. As, an ace serve from Ellen.
Yeah, it looks like number 6 just couldn't control that one.
Yeah, maybe it's not just with number 5, but the line serve from left side, if we're facing them, left side to left side on our side, they've been serving it straight down the line.
Yeah.
And it worked against number 4, and it's working here against number 5, number 5, and now number 6.
Yeah.
It's working. Yep, they go right to it again. It's working.
Number 12 brings it back up.
Yep, free ball for Troy. And that's a winner from Lily. So, again, I think it's really good here. Lily knows she's not gonna score, but she knows it's less likely to score going to the left because the libero's right there. She's been doing a really good job all game. She turns it to the other side, and it's working a lot better for her.
Yeah.
Nice serve from Troy.
Ellen.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. Oh. Looks like Ethan left some of his stuff here. It's very expensive. And next time I'll consider selling it on eBay for profit. As looks like Troy needs to side out here, number 22 serving.
Looks like Joe did pick that ball up. Free balled over by Mariah.
Oh, almost hit the ceiling. And they set number 12 tip. Oh, it's kept alive. They're saying it's up. As I don't think La Habra thought it was.
And a dump by number 32.
Yeah, you hate to see those types of plays go to waste.
Yeah.
Really good effort from Joe to get that ball up, but they really need to be focused for the next point. Because I think they were all a little bit shaken by the fact that they didn't call that.
Yeah.
But in any case, here comes serve number 3 for number 22. That's very well handled by Ellen. Smart tip.
Free balled over by number 7, but is kept alive on Troy's
Yep.
side.
Oh, and Scarlett gets up on that one, and up on that one too, as La Habra out of system to number 7. And to Scarlett here.
And it looks like, again, she just jumped a little too early and swung down.
Yeah, I think Scarlett as a player is very hot and cold
Yeah.
sometimes.
When that set is perfect, she will put that ball down.
Yeah, when Scarlett's going, she's going, but right now a little bit of a cold streak for her.
Yeah.
As Troy really needs to side out here, they're going to go to Lily.
Great swing by Lily, but is picked up.
Oh, I think that was a carry.
Yeah, it looked like she did kind of push that ball over, like
Yeah.
lifted it.
Yeah, if we look at that one again, I really feel like she kind of grabbed it.
A little bit, yeah.
Maybe 50-50 again. Refs didn't call that last time, so they won't call it this time. Makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like they've been a little bit more lenient on the lifts rather than the doubles.
Yeah. So in this set, Troy's been struggling, I think, on serve receive. Not something they've been struggling with for the rest of this match, which is really weird that it's happening now.
Yeah.
But I think if they really just clean up the serve receive, their offense has been pretty
Great.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think it's been pretty good when they're able to set their middles especially. But again, you need good passing for that to work. And right now, it's just not really going for Troy. And they're lining up here again. La Habra notably looks a lot happier than Troy right now.
Yeah.
I think they need to pick up their energy, pick up their body language here a little bit.
Yeah, because I think it's definitely starting to carry them down.
Yeah, it is. It can be hard to come back from a lost set like that. Is really close. But these are the types of games you just have to
Push
stick
through.
with it. Yep, and that's a really good pass from Joe, tipped back by La Habra's number 12. Mariah will take a swing at that one.
Out of system to number 5, but Ellen picks it up.
Yep, nice dig, and Scarlett here.
Goes right through the block.
Yep, that's exactly what we want to see from Scarlett. Just keep swinging, and test their block. And she's been doing a good job of that. And we really need to see more of that if Troy's going to be successful here.
And Lily is up to serve. Hopefully she can bring us back up. But serves out.
Yeah, I get the sense that frustration might be playing a factor here with Troy. Usually we don't see them miss serves like that, like that long, and
that consistently.
Yeah, this is not something we usually see, and number 12 will give Troy a really hard serve. Scarlett, I think that was
out.
Yeah, I mean, some of the players are saying it was in. I think the line judge made the right call there. That was out. Because that was out, Troy is now down 7 points here. Number 12 still serving for La Habra.
Another great serve, but it looks like Ellen just couldn't catch that one in time.
Yeah. Maybe this is a situation where maybe give Ellen a break here in the back row. Maybe
maybe put someone new in.
Yeah, I think in the past they put Lucy in the back row. They put Erin in the back row. Maybe
I think these 6 players have just kind of been washed out a little bit and need a break.
Yeah, well, we can't sub all of them out,
but definitely the back row.
Yeah, I think they've been getting worked. As Ellen gets another dig. And a bit of a weird play here from La Habra, but Jordan's able to pick that one up pretty easily.
And Kira gets that dump.
Yeah, caught number 7 sleeping there.
Oh, they are bringing in a new player, Lorraine. She is one of our setters.
Yep, I think Erin's been having a little bit of a rough match, so giving her a break, I think this is the right move.
Yeah.
Get some fresh legs on the court. I think that's a really good idea here from Troy. Let's see if she can make the difference here. Good serve. Bit of an interesting set choice. And it does work.
Yeah, it looks like Ellen just had a bit of a difficult time tumbling.
Yeah, I think Troy could have gotten to that ball. It was a little bit rough, but, that happens sometimes. And number 32 serving for La Habra here. Troy's down 8 points here. They really need to pick it up if they want to win this set.
That was a strong serve right over the tape.
Yeah.
A little bit wonky.
There's not much you can do about
No.
that. You know, that type of serve really doesn't happen that often, and when it does, it's like unlucky, you have to move on. And they certainly have. That was a really good pass from Joe. And a really
Great
good hit.
swing.
Yep, out of system for La Habra. Out of bounds. And, I think what we just saw from Scarlett is what needs to keep happening with Troy. They need to keep swinging, because
Yeah.
the second you stop swinging, La Habra gets too many easy balls, and they just put it right back in your face. It's not what we want to happen.
No. Great serve by Kate.
Yep, overpass.
Oh.
A little bit of a weird one, but they're able to get it to their outside. Ellen tucks it again right in that line spot.
Yeah, I think those empty corners definitely playing to their advantage.
Yeah, I know that's not really, it's not easy to ask them,
No.
hey, hit line every time. That's kind of a hard ask, but when it's possible, when you have that opportunity, it's been working for them so often in this game that I think they got to keep doing it if they can.
Yeah.
Yep, good block touch by Jordan as they set to Jaden. Line shot again, almost a winner. It is a winner. And again, that high line shot has been really working for both sides of Troy, outsides and opposites. It's been
Yeah.
working. And they got to keep doing that. I don't know what it's going to take, but they got to do that a lot more, because it's working really well for them.
Another great serve by Kate.
Yep, leads to a bit of confusion. Roll shot from number 7, easy for Kate. Oh, and the waterfall ball from
Yeah.
La Habra.
Looks like it just dropped right in front of them when they went up to block.
Yeah, I think, again, Troy's establishing their offensive rhythm here. And on the servers front, you know, they're forcing out of system. They're forcing free balls to come over the net. It's
Yeah.
making it a lot easier for their defense.
We are now back on. Score is now 9-14. Hopefully Troy can come back soon.
Yep, if they can continue this service pressure and continue their defense has been really good. They just got to keep doing those two things really well, and I think the offense will come.
Yeah.
Good serve from Kate as they set number 7. That's a double.
Yes, that was a double.
Yep, and La Habra here on the back foot. Still up by 4 points. I think you know, that early lead is still there. But Troy is definitely turning the momentum in their favor because they're being so consistent. That's a good pass, good set.
Yeah, great sets by number 32.
Yeah, and Troy's not going to fall for that again. Good spot from Jaden.
And looks like we tried to get a block there by Ellen, but again, not pressing down on it.
Yeah, that's just, again, put a block up, see what happens. I think if they could, someone could really, number 7 and number 12 are the biggest hitters on the Habra. If someone could just put that ball down on them,
Yeah.
I think that would really make the difference here and let Troy really get their momentum in their favor. Good pass from Joe. Leads to Ellen. Might have been out, actually. I'm not too sure. Good smart shot from Ellen. Confusion for La Habra.
And put down by number 7.
Oh, that's really unlucky. I think Kate was right there behind Joe. Bit of an unfortunate play there. Yeah, Joe, as you can see on the screen, she just got in the way of
Yeah.
it. I think Kate would have had it behind her.
Great serve by number 9, but it is out.
Out of bounds from number 9 from La Habra, gives Troy the serve again. as this time it's Jordan. And it looks like Troy's got a pretty strong front row right now in this rotation. As Jordan puts another serve. That's a really good serve.
Great serve.
Forces an over, and they give it right to Lily. Almost a winner.
And 7 puts it down again.
Yeah. You know, I think what they need to do, she's been doing a really good job. That is, Ellen's been doing a good job of getting up on that the opposite. But I think they need to move their block just a little bit farther to the left because it keeps catching her outside hand. I think that would really help them out in terms of just, you know, blocking strength. As another good line shot from Jaden leads to easy shot from Erin there.
Great hit by Ellen right on that corner.
Yep, and Ellen finds that line again. She's probably gotten like 5 or 6 kills off of just that one shot.
Line shots are definitely working.
Yeah, I think that's really the biggest hole in La Habra's defense is when they keep hitting those line shots. It's like there's no one there to get him. It makes it really easy for Troy to score, even if they're not hitting that hard.
Great serve by Kira.
Yep, out of system for Troy. Unlucky touch from...
Number 12 gets right into their block.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate from Lily on the block there. Good touch in either case, but it's kind of hard. That's unlucky.
And just a bit of an unlucky serve there by number 7.
Yep, and unlucky for La Habra, but lucky for Troy as Ellen is back to serve. Let's see if she goes back to that same down the line serve. This time it's number 9. See if she goes back to it.
Looks like she tried to go down the line again, but just a little too far out.
Yeah, see, the idea is really good from Troy, but again, a miss serve is just unfortunate timing for them. So we are with number 22 serving.
Another great serve, but Joe picks it up.
Yep, that's a good set from Kira. Scarlett gets that one over, and they're probably going to set the outside. Good dig by Joe. Oh, and Lily turns it the other way. Nice work from her. And
Troy is now only down by 5 points. So hopefully Lily can bring us back up and win us the set.
Yep, and Lily being on does mean Joe isn't. So if La Habra's smart here, they're going to take advantage of the fact that Libero's not on the floor.
Lily is now replacing the Libero.
Yep,
and number 12 definitely took advantage of that.
Well, that's definitely one way to do it. I was thinking maybe they would tip in her direction, but no, they just hit it right at her.
Right at her.
Yep, and that was actually a pretty good dig by Lily. I think Joe would have gotten that though.
Yeah.
Her defense has been really good all game.
Defense are definitely not the middle strengths.
Yep, and La Habra's number 12 again back row, which means she's serving. That ball's in. I think
that was
Troy,
a tough call.
Yeah, they're gonna call timeout. They are. Yeah, Troy is really starting to let this one get out of control.
Yeah. They really need to start honing in.
Yeah, you know, they're down 7 points here. Only 4 more points for La Habra. They have a lot of work to do to get themselves out of this hole. And I think, again, Troy's serve receive faltering here. They're struggling just a little bit to get the ball to the net and to their setter.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think if Troy can fix up their missed serves and work on their offense especially, they can definitely win this set.
Yeah. Honestly, I think their serving's actually been pretty good. They've been getting like, 8, 9 out of 10 in the court, which is really good. But again, their serve receive has been not great in the past set, and it's really killing them here. They can't get their ball to the middle, who's been their best source of attacking, all season. And here comes La Habra, number 12 serving again. She's been one of their best servers all night. And really good stuff from R5. Oh, that's somehow kept alive on the one hand over.
Oh.
That was smart. That was really smart from Aaron. Caught them sleeping on that one. And Troy's putting in a new set of subs.
Lorraine is now up to serve.
Yep, and let's see if she can make the difference here in this last set.
Great serve.
Nice, out of system action means a free ball
Oh,
or no ball at all for Troy.
bit of luck there.
Yep. Hey, take it 1 point at a time. They might be able to get this set back from a very unfavorable position.
Another great serve by Lorraine. A
Good
little bit
serve
of trouble
again.
there for number 5.
Yep, that's an easy ball for Scarlett. Oh, that was definitely, I think that was a double as well, but not.
Yeah, the set just wasn't there.
Yeah, Scarlett swung at that like it was an overpass. She's a little bit too far off the net to be doing that. But hey, that happens. And number 32 serving for La Habra here. It's a good pass from Joe, though. They decide against setting Jordan. I don't love that decision.
No.
Again, Jordan has been a great offensive force for them all year. Really would have liked to see her get in and put that ball down.
Yeah, it is now only 2 points till La Habra wins this set.
Yep, and strong serve from La Habra's 32. Means a down ball for Troy.
A lot of effort on Troy's side for sure.
Unfortunately off the ceiling. Actually, not off the ceiling. I think Ellen thought it was going to hit the ceiling and got a little bit backtracked there.
It is now La Habra's game point.
Yeah, La Habra 8 game points.
Great pickup by Joe.
Yep, and Jaden doesn't make it over.
And the game goes to La Habra.
Yep, congratulations to La Habra Highlanders. Strong performance here in their first round CIF game, taking down Troy 3-0.
Yeah, definitely want to congratulate them. This was a great game.
Yeah, and on our side too, Troy played a great game, especially that second set was really awesome to watch. And we've seen a lot of good stuff from them this year.
Yeah, a lot. They've definitely come back since last season. Last season was definitely a little bit more challenging for them. But they've done a great job this season.
Yeah, I believe last year they were like 4th, 5th place in league out of 6 teams. And this year really stepped it up. 2nd place in their league and CIF qualifying for the first time in a couple years. So really good stuff from them. And that, unfortunately, all being said, this is the end of their season.
Yes. And we want to give a big shout out to all the seniors who have just played in their final game.
Yep. And never, a fun experience having your season ended. But, these things happen in sports. You win, you lose. Can't say anything. I think they put their best foot forward. It was a really good job from them. So.
Thank you to everyone watching, and we're
going to be signing off now.
Yeah, thank you to everyone watching, and we hope you have a great night.
Yep, have a good night, everybody, whether you're watching from California or different state or
Montana.
anywhere else. Yep. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning